call the September 22nd Village Board meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the unlikely event of a fire or other such emergency, you'll be asked to leave the building. Please go out the exit door, down the stairs, and out the front and back of the building. Will the clerk treasurer please call the roll?
Mayor Schroeder,
Here.
Trustee Malone Schaefer,
Here.
Trustee Miller,
Here.
Trustee O'Brien.
Here. Minutes of the meeting dated September 8th. A motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
A motion by trustee Malone Schaefer, second by trustee Miller to approve meetings of the September 8th meeting. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Abstract of audited vouchers, please.
I'd like to make a motion that the treasurer be authorized to pay from the vouchers all the claims against the general, sewer, trust, capital, equipment reserve, community development, and special repair reserve funds for the period from September 9th, 2025 to September 22nd, 2025. Further, that the report of the Finance Committee be accepted from the abstract of the audited vouchers, and that all claims were paid against the general fund in the amount of $127,273.37, sewer fund in the amount of $30,791.79, trust fund in the amount of $2,063.75, capital fund in the amount of $2,500, totaling $162,628.91 for the period from August 26, 2025 to September 8, 2025.
A motion by trustee Miller,
Second.
second by trustee O'Brien to approve. All those under the question? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Listed correspondence, we have 6 pieces this evening. First is correspondence from the Town of Lancaster Building Department providing a report of building permit applications, open complaints, inspection, and expired permits that were filed for properties within the Village of Lancaster from August 27th, 2025 to September 11th, 2025.
Motion to receive and file.
A motion to receive and file by trustee O'Brien,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Second is correspondence is from Jillian Rushman, providing a special events application for a Jilly Bean Community Blood Drive and Lemonade Stand event to be held on Saturday, September 27, 2025 at 79 Holland Avenue.
Motion to approve.
The motion by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Third correspondence is from Thomas Kukaleka, Assistant Fire Chief, providing a special events application for the Lancaster Fire Department Ladies Auxiliary Children's Halloween Parade and Party to be held on Thursday, October 30th, 2025, from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Motion to approve.
A motion by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Fourth piece of correspondence is from the Greater Lancaster Museum of Firefighting, providing a special events application for the 18th Annual Christmasville Fire Truck Parade to be held on Saturday, November 29, 2025, starting at 6 p.m. on Central Avenue and West Main Street.
Motion to place in special events
All right,
committee.
we have a motion to place that in Special Events Committee,
Second.
second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. The piece of correspondence was from the New York State Department of Transportation providing a reply to a request to enhance the crosswalks on Broadway, US Route 20, and Burwell Avenue and Court Street with a determination that the sight distance along US 20 at the intersection is adequate for a road with a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, and that no changes will be made to pedestrian accommodations at this time.
Motion to receive and file.
The motion received and filed by trustee O'Brien.
Second.
Second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Sixth piece of correspondence is from Superintendent Cisco requesting to send 3 employees, Brian Lipkowski, Anthony Garino III, and Paul Rath, to Drav's Arboretum for the Municipal Academy on Wednesday, October 15, 2025.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien,
Second.
second by trustee Schaefer. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. And then unlisted correspondence I received from Supervisor Leary this afternoon, and he and Mayor Peterson, the Village of Depew, are requesting that we all hold Halloween tricks or treats on Friday, October 31st, from 6 to 8:30 PM. I'll make that a motion. Second, I'll make my motion, and seconded by trustee Malone Schaefer. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion is carried. All right, resolutions. We have 4 listed resolutions this evening. First is to approve Ashton Moore, clerk part-time, to work up to 30 hours per week on a temporary basis to assist the Department of Public Works for up to 6 weeks due to the medical leave of another employee retroactive to September 8th, 2025.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by trustee Malone Schaefer,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Second resolution is to approve the engagement letter for services from Drescher and Malecki LLP for the audit and preparation of the financial statements for the fiscal year ended May 31st, 2025, the compilation of the annual financial report for submission to the New York State Controller, and the audit of the Village Justice Court with total fees not to exceed $24,175.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve by trustee Miller,
Second.
second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution to approve the issuance of a request for proposal for architectural and engineering services to complete a comprehensive conditions assessment for up to 3 village-owned facilities.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien to approve,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. We have a resolution to create 3 positions for the title of Assistant Fire Chief, part-time, in accordance with Civil Service Rules and Regulation, contingent upon certification by the Erie County Personnel Officer, and further to appoint Scott Kumi, Thomas Kukaleka, and Michael Reinhold to these positions effective immediately with terms to coincide with the terms of the annual department election for these positions as defined by the bylaws of the Lancaster Fire Department. I'll make that a motion.
Second.
Second by trustee O'Brien. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. All right, this is the portion of the meeting that we reserve for audience participation. If there's anyone in the audience who wishes to care to address the village board, please step up to the microphone, state your name for the record, and in so doing, if anyone wants to speak, they'll have to cut you out at 7:15 for a public hearing, and we'll reenact. Would anybody like to address the village board this evening? Seeing none, we'll move on to committee reports. And we'll begin with finance and claims. Chairman Miller.
I have nothing. Did you want to?
Oh, yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the quote from Wendell for survey services and related expenses not to exceed the amount of $3,100 as it was the cheaper of the 2 quotes reviewed for this service, which is the survey of the paper streets.
We have a motion by trustee O'Brien,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
That's all I have for finance and claims.
Okay, Public Works, Chairman Mike Lee, he is out of town this evening. We'll move on to public safety. I did receive a correspondence from New York State DOT, and they will conduct a traffic survey at Broadway and Aurora. We're getting moved up a little bit on the list, and we'll be notified of the results of that upon its completion. Other than that, I have no report this evening. Building lights and codes, Chairman Mike Lee is not here, and he did not leave any comments. Human Resources, Chairman Schaefer.
I have nothing this evening.
Anything for Human Resources? Community Events, Chairman Malone Schaefer.
Community events, just my thanks to, for this past weekend. The Village of Lancaster had their annual Fall Fest, and from the feedback that I'm hearing, it was quite successful. We worked with Mr. Young at Performance Advantage and Mary Jo Monin to include this year a portion of Volunteer Recognition Day as well. So a lot of civic groups in the area, local non-for-profit groups, all looking for volunteers and to put their name out there. So a little bit different this year, very well attended, hearing good feedback and whatnot. So my thanks, of course, to the services provided, DPW and their staff, fire department, police that were there. It was a well-attended event. Coming up in October, a few trick-or-treating events. The merchants are holding, and then the bigger event after that will be the Christmas tree lighting, fire truck parade, and New Year's Eve. That's all I have.
Nope, I was there all day, and it was a wonderful event. A lot of different groups, and I fully agree with all your comments. Okay, anything for Chairman Schaefer? All right, economic development. The only thing I have this evening is I'd like the board to approve the contract that we want to submit to Mr. Salvatore for his part in the Cayuga Creek Park band shell project. I don't know if you can see the rendering, but we have one back there. We can pass that around. But we want to construct a band shell within Cayuga Creek Park, and Mr. Salvatore has generously offered to help us do that. We'd like to get a groundbreaking sometime next month, and we've been working with Art. He's going to clean up just a little bit in this contract, the board to approve going along with this. And I will make-
Second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second under the question. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's carried.
Did a great job, Wayne.
Passed it on.
And that's all I really have for economic development at this point. Sewer, Chairman Likely is not here this evening. Again, I think he's out west. Grants, Chairman O'Brien.
I realize I've got a 4-minute cutoff, so I'll mind the clock. In regards to the ZEV grant, I spoke to Sustainability Coordinator Stippa today, and she's expecting the draft bid package to be on her desk this week, and the final bid package will be available at the October 14th meeting if all goes to plan. In regards to the USDA Forest Service tree planting grant, Sustainability Coordinator Stippa has been in contact with St. Mary's High School, to some of the clubs there, about coordinating with them for some community tree planting events once those trees come in, which is expected on 10/7, I believe.
Correct.
And then planting should be completed in about 10 days after that,
That's our goal. So it should be.
weather permitting probably, and
Right.
other things. The comprehensive plan update, we're still waiting to hear back from our consultants on that, on a meeting to keep looking at the draft zoning map. There were some inconsistencies that we want to get ironed out before proceeding with that. The DEC tree planting grant, there was a kickoff meeting back on the 16th, which I believe the mayor, you attended that meeting with the DEC. Just looking at deliverables and kind of the next steps forward. Right now, we're hoping to have the finalized site selection done sometime in November. And then I mentioned this in the work session, but we had a meeting with the DOT about the Central Avenue grant. They pinpointed some potential right-of-way issues that we need to get sorted out before moving too far along in that process. We had hoped that there were a couple alternative, different ways to rectify those, but it seems they want us to go the long way at this point, which is, their prerogative. So we have a meeting with the engineers next week to work on the next steps for that project. And then met with Sustainability Coordinator Stippa and Village Clerk Treasurer Stegmeyer today to review the grant application for CDBG. Right now, we're still targeting that splash pad project. I reached out to the folks that we're working with on that to check the status of the quote and final design for that, well, the draft design for that. I'll be attending a CDBG meeting with Erie County on Thursday evening. And that's it for grants.
Anything for Trustee O'Brien? Then we'll go to tech and marketing.
I have nothing today.
Okay, climate smart? I may have to cut you off.
Yeah, how about, I'm going to do a resolution, so we can wait until after the,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah, we
I'll delay a minute.
less than a minute, so.
Yeah.
Okay, Village of Lancaster notice of public hearing Monday, September 22nd, 2025. Please take notice that the Village of Lancaster Board of Trustees will conduct a public hearing in the council chambers of the Lancaster Municipal Building, 5423 Broadway, Lancaster, New York, on Monday, September 22nd, 2025, at 7:15 PM, to consider a local law to amend 352-59 Schedule 8 speed limits of the Village Code, Chapter 325, Vehicles and Traffic. The local law, if adopted, would repeal a 10-mile-per-hour speed limit on St. Mary Street from the intersection of St. Mary Street and North Aurora Street west for a distance of 210 feet and result in an increase of the speed limit along said segment of St. Mary Street to 30 miles per hour. The full text of this proposed local law may be reviewed at the Village of Lancaster website or during office hours of the Village Clerk, Lancaster Municipal Building, 5423 Broadway, Lancaster, New York. At said hearing, all persons so desired shall have the opportunity to be heard. Is there anyone who would like to speak on this proposed amendment? Hearing none, would anyone like to speak against it? If not, then we'll close the public hearing, and
Motion to close the public hearing?
a motion by trustee O'Brien.
Second.
Second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. And Art? And we would need a motion to accept this proposal, correct?
Correct, yes.
Right. We'll need a motion
To adopt the local law.
to adopt the local law.
I'd like to make that motion.
A motion by trustee Malone Schaefer, second by trustee Miller. Under the question, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. We will get back to the rest of the committee reports, and Gavin, I think you're up for
Yeah, Climate Smart.
climate smart.
Speaking of local laws, I would like the board to review the model energy law that was included in the packet. And on that note, I also would like to make a motion to set a public hearing for Tuesday, October 14th at 7:15 to hear public feedback on the adoption of that model energy law.
We have a motion? We have a second? We have a second by trustee
The
Miller.
only thing to suggest, we do have 7:15 is the CDBG public hearing.
Okay.
Which probably will take at least 5 minutes. You may want to set this one at 7:20.
Okay, it's 7:20, or can I say immediately following the
Either or.
CDBG public hearing? Okay, so I'll modify it to that.
Right, with that correction?
Right, and technically, it's not the model law that would be enacted, it would be the local law that was adopted from the model law.
Oh, okay, so the adoption of the local law, okay, adapted from the model law.
The
Okay,
model law is just a template.
right. And there are differences, so, yep, okay. What he said.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
I talked to Amy just a little bit ago, and she says the Sustainability Expo at Fall Fest was a great success. I just wanted to like to thank the groups, including Erie County Department of Environment and Planning, the Electric Vehicle Association, and NYSEG, who came out to the village and participated and educated residents and guests in the village of Lancaster. And also, I appreciate Amy and Kirsten Shelley and Mike Spencer from our Climate Smart Task Force for running a successful expo. And I mentioned this in the work session, I'll just bring this up again. The Franklin Bronze, the company that manufactures the tree dedication plaques that we put down currently on West Main Street, just due to rising costs, have to increase their price. So I talked to the board during the work session, and we all agreed that we would be okay with increasing the application and marker fee to match to $365 effective, well, I guess I'll say October 1st, because I think that's when their price goes into place. And I would just also ask that we establish a process of reviewing the application fee for these plaques each year during our annual organizational meeting. And that is all I have for Climate Smart.
Okay. And you have anything with splash pad improvements? I believe Mr. Babcock's family was in already, I'm not sure.
We did receive the check, so we do have the donation from the foundation, so we are able to move forward with the purchase
Okay, so
of
the
the
benches.
benches and tables.
Okay.
Okay, and that's all we have for committee follow-up. We'll go to department head reports. We'll begin with Superintendent Cisco.
To start with the sewers, which I said that we are smoke testing and dye testing over on Aurora Street and Stevens Court this week. And then for the DPW work, we have rebuilding the receivers. We have brush pickup and leaves are starting to fall, so you'll see the leaves trucks out soon enough, and we're starting to get ready for at 10/7 for planting of the trees. And then we also have a project going around at this building here, the municipal building, for fixing a sanitary pipe that's in the floor of the basement.
Okay.
We decided we're just gonna cut it out and see what we can do.
Okay.
So that's gonna be tried this week. So that's about it.
Okay, anything for the superintendent? Clerk Treasurer Stegmeyer?
Thank you. Just as I mentioned earlier, the audit field work began last week, should be finishing up this week, and then they'll continue their review off-site. And just a reminder, I won't be at the next meeting on the 14th, since it's on a Tuesday. I have a freestanding commitment, but Ashley has already committed to covering that meeting.
Okay. Anything for Mike? Code enforcement, Matt Fischel?
Nothing further? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Fire Chief Eric Feldman?
Really don't have much to add. It was a great event Saturday. I wasn't able to make it due to work schedule, but we got 4 or 5 applications for the fire department out of it. So
Very good.
it's, the social media and these events that we're putting up tables at every week. So we've got a couple upcoming events. I'm going to Symphony Manor to do a fire response drill with them beginning in October, and other upcoming things. Our engine is up with Twin District doing live fire training at Amherst right now. So we got a lot going on, but middle of the month, not much new from the beginning of the month.
Okay,
Anything
good.
for me?
Um,
All right, have a good night.
Thanks, Chief. Captain Smith?
I just want to mention again, October 1st, Coffee with the Cop here down here in the village. We start at 9 a.m. We have an officer at Gabrielle's Bakery, the Lancaster Coffee Company, and at Scoops. A great opportunity for residents of the community to come in and have a discussion with our officers, anything that may be affecting their quality of life, issues within their neighborhood, or traffic concerns. But it's a great opportunity for them to come and speak with the officers about things that are concerning to them.
We're looking forward to it. Thank you. Anything for Captain Smith? Village Attorney Art Herzig?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We had discussed during the work session the agreement that Mr. Salvatore was going to enter into with the village with respect to his generous donation towards the construction of the shelter at the park. And Ms. Miller just notified me subsequently that she received a text from a representative of Mr. Salvatore, just a minor adjustment in the scheduling of payments that he was about to make. So the agreement that we reviewed this evening isn't exactly word for word what the final agreement will look like that the board approved, but it's just a minor variation that wouldn't really affect the merits of the resolution. And I will have that adjusted for you, and I will email the entire board a PDF of that tomorrow morning.
Very good.
And with that, I have nothing further.
Right, very good. Is there any other business to come before the board this evening?
I just want to say, I mentioned it a little bit during the work session and before the board meeting, that I had the opportunity to go to NICOM Fall Training School, which is put on by, essentially it's training for village officials and cities as well. I think, it was a great opportunity for me to go and learn from a broad array of different perspectives throughout New York State. And I would recommend that anyone on the village board, no matter how long you've been on the board, some folks have been going to NICOM for 25 years, so they still find things to learn each time. That you think about going next year in Saratoga Springs. Deputy Treasurer Ashley Devins went with me, and I think she would echo that it was money well spent, and I really appreciate the opportunity to go out there and experience those classes. And I find for myself that the more I know, the more questions I ask. So I'm sorry, Art. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sure your inboxes will be full soon. But thank you again. I appreciate going out there.
Yeah, I've attended a few of those, and they are very informative. Is there any other business to come before the village board this evening? If not, I'd ask that we adjourn in memory of the following individuals who recently passed away. Lieutenant Ernest J. Dombrowski, the Lancaster Police Department. Kelly Ostermeyer, who is the sister of former village board member Ken O'Brien, former Alden Mayor Michael Manicki, and resident Angela G. Minio. Will you please stand for a moment of silence? Meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much.